So just a quick little reminder, you do have a small assessment today on your Google, well, it's not on Google Classroom, it's in your Wonders. So if you go to Wonders and you go to the to-do section, or you go up top to where it says no. Okay, here, let me show you, Miranda, and then I'll just do I'll show you exactly how to get on there. And then, okay. So when you guys go in, it will look like, oh, I pushed the wrong button. Oh, for the love of Pete. I'll get there eventually. When you go into Wonders, it will look like this, okay? This is the first grade one, but the second grade one looks similar, right? You either go to the to-do section or you go up here to My Binder. You click on that, and then over here, it says My Tests. I don't have anything because I can't assign myself a test, but you guys will have a test right here, and over here there'll be a blue, like a green or blue button that says Take, and you will take the test, okay? Got it? Does that make sense on how to get there? All right. So once again, if you go to the Wonders, you can either access it through To Do and go to My Tests, which once again, I won't have anything here because I'm a teacher, so I can't assign myself a test, but you'll have one. Or you can go to My Binder and My Tests, okay? Get it, got it good? Awesome. Oh, Jimmy, I'm glad you came back. I was worried. Danny, do you have a question?
One time my mom knows, she knows where to get there.
Excellent. Rudy?
How do you get to Wonders?
Okay, I will show you. There's a couple different ways, and I made a video of how to get to Wonders. But I'll show you guys one way that you can do it. So you guys can do it through Clever, or you can do it through your Gmail. When you go through your Gmail, you go up to Google Apps, you click on that, you scroll down, and you click on McGraw-Hill. And then that will take you to your Wonders. You guys will have your student option. You click, and it takes you there.
Well, I tried that before, and it didn't work.
Well, you know, try again, Troy. Every once in a while it won't work, but it's usually if the internet's being funny. So you got to try again. You can also access it through Clever. If I can, Clever wouldn't let me log on yesterday, so I'll try to log on to Clever today and see if I can log on, and I can show you that real quick.
All right.
So it looks like Clever is going to let me on, so I'll show you that too on how to. Yes, Jimmy.
When you said, can you everyone mute your mics? I tried to and
you accidentally pressed the hang up instead. That's what we figured. You're okay. Okay. All right, Jimmy, I need you to be quiet and listen now, okay? So if you're on Clever, yours looks slightly different than mine, but essentially the same. This button right here is your McGraw-Hill. You can click the little heart and put that on your favorites. That also takes you to your Wonders. If you click on that, see, it'll take you to Wonders, which you can access your test through there, just like I showed you before, either through My Binder or the To-Do tab, and you click on My Tests. Okay? All right. So that's how you access your test, your assessment. I tried to give you a smaller version. If you need to take a couple of breaks while you're doing it, that's okay. But just make sure you get in there and finish it. And then tomorrow, and second graders, you guys will be doing your MAPS assessment. And Thursday, first graders will be doing their MAPS assessment. And I put a little slideshow on Google Classroom of how to access maps and how your learning buddies, so your grown-ups, whatever grown-up is helping you, can log you on to maps, okay? And I'll be sending out the test information the days of the test. Like it'll ask for a couple of numbers, like a test code and a password or something like that. And I'll be sending that out, okay? This is the first time we've ever done this remotely, and so, we'll just do it as best we can. Got it? Miranda, do you have a question?
Ashlyn came back.
Yeah, I saw that. Okay, so we're just going to do a fun little read aloud. Porkenstein. Because we are nearing Halloween, Porkenstein. Forgot the name of the title. And it's written by Catherine Lasky, and it's illustrated by David Jarvis. Jimmy, do you have a question?
It's like Quackenstein, but this one's Porkenstein.
Yeah. Or the first one was Frankenstein, and then they've made a lot of books that are kind of based on that. So this is Porkenstein.
Well,
Dr. Smart Pig was a famous inventor, but he didn't have any friends. His two brothers had been eaten by the big bad wolf years ago, and he had been very lonely ever since. Tomorrow is Halloween, he thought sadly. What fun is Halloween without any friends? Suddenly, he had an idea. I'm an inventor. I can invent a friend. Dr. Pig was excited. He ran to his laboratory. I shall invent a pig that is bigger and better, absolutely wolf-proof, he squealed. Then he mixed some chemicals in a beaker and went to bed. At dawn, Dr. Pig raced to his laboratory. The beaker glowed mysteriously. Then something leaped up and squirted him in the eye. "Oh dear," cried Dr. Pig. "Something's wrong. I've invented a pigfish." He put the pigfish into an aquarium and began to mix up a new batch of chemicals, this time with less salt. He put the beaker into an incubator to keep it warm, and off he went to weed his garden. So the incubator makes me think of when we had eggs in the classroom. And second graders, you guys would remember that. We had eggs in the classroom in that incubator, and what the incubator did was keep them warm until they were ready to hatch. Hi, Elizabeth. Happy you could join us. A few hours later, he returned to his laboratory. He peered into the incubator and was happy to see a rounded snout and a corkscrew tail. But something wasn't right. "Oh no," he cried, "it has wings." The creature oinked, flew off, and hung upside down from the ceiling. "It's a pig bat," Dr. Pig said. "I'll have to try again." Halloween night was getting closer, and Dr. Pig still did not have a friend. He mixed up another batch of chemicals. And this time, he hooked the beaker up to his electropigometer. At the last minute, he threw in a teaspoon of sugar. Do you guys think the teaspoon of sugar is going to make the difference? Thumbs up if you do, thumbs down if you don't. I see a little bit of both. I see some people who think yes and some people who think no. It was almost sunset when he heard loud grunts coming from the lab. Another creation had come to life. There on the table was the biggest pig he'd ever seen. Oh my gosh. Do you guys see how big that pig is? I guess his experiment must have worked.
I know that big pigs are called hogs.
I'm starving. The giant pigs shouted, I need food. Feed me. Dr. Pig gasped. Would you like a jelly donut? He asked. The giant pig swallowed it in one gulp, dribbling jelly all over himself. More, he shouted. Feed me more. Dr. Smart Pig was worried. Maybe inventing a friend wasn't such a good idea after all. Jimmy, do you have a question or something about the book? If it's about the book, you can say it, but if it's something else, let's wait till the end.
Oh, that was.
What? Okay, guess it must not have been about the book. The new pig ate and ate and ate and ate. He ate jars of jam and peanut butter and every bit of food in the house. Then he ate the garbage, including the can. Troy, do you have something to say about the book?
I think that big hog wants to turn into like a giant big hog. Like how big.
You're making a prediction that he's going to get even bigger and bigger?
Yeah, I think that's going to happen.
Okay.
And then he's going to turn into Frankenstein size.
Okay, so we'll have to think about that and see if your prediction is correct. If anybody else has a prediction, keep it in your head, and then later we can talk about if your prediction was correct or not. He ate the curtains, the doormat, the rug, and even the chair. He ate the dust bunnies and the bugs. What would the neighbors think? This was no friend. It's Porkenstein, Dr. Pig gasped. I've created a monster. Oh, what's this guy doing? He's like taking a picture through the window. It did not take long for stories about Porkenstein to spread. Soon, everyone for miles around was talking about the enormous pig. The big bad wolf heard about the incredible hog, and he began to drool at the thought. Yum, 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 he said to himself. What a meal. Who thinks the big bad wolf is going to actually get to eat Porkenstein? Thumbs up if you think he's going to get to eat it. Thumbs down if you don't think he's going to get to eat it.
I think he's going to eat it. I don't know if it's made out of metal or out of it.
All right, keep your predictions in your head. We'll see what happens. It was just after sunset on Halloween night when someone knocked on Dr. Pig's door. You guys see who that someone is? I'm going to use some information that I think I've had from other books where like there is a big bad wolf and the big bad wolf dressed up as somebody else. Who remembers a book where a big bad wolf dressed up as somebody else or a story? Max?
He's a granny.
He's dressed up as a granny, but do you remember another story where a big bad wolf dressed up as a granny?
It was Little Riding Hood's grandma got eaten by the wolf.
Right.
They dressed-
Elizabeth remembered it was Little Red Riding Hood where the wolf dressed up like a granny. So now we're making some connections to other stories that we know. Isn't that fun? We're thinking about and we're changing kind of our predictions and our understanding about what might happen in the book because we know about other stories and books that we've read. Cool. Oh no, our first trick-or-treater, and you've eaten all the candy. Dr. Pig began to cry. Outside was a drooling little old lady with fangs, long furry ears, and a tail tucked up under her dress. It's him, Dr. Smart Pig whispered, and he began to shake with fear. Ooh, the big bad wolf, the one who ate my brothers. Porkenstein opened the door. Trick or treat, Piggy Pie, the wolf said. In a creaky old lady voice, he licked his chops. You sure are a big fellow. What big thighs you have. And what long furry ears you have, replied Porkenstein. Inside the house, Dr. Pig listened, frozen with fear. Suddenly there was a scruffling sound, followed by a huge gulp and a rumbling belch. Then silence. You guys thinking about what happened? Are you making that mind movie to where you're thinking about what happened? Dr. Smart Pig peeked out the door. You didn't, he said, and he gasped in disbelief. I did, Porkenstein smiled. A pair of empty boots stood where the wolf had been. So what was it that Porkenstein did? We've got to use our brains a little bit on here. Let's see. Jaya?
No, I know. He ate the werewolf. I was going to say that, Jaya.
Jimmy, did you have the same idea that Jaya had?
But me too. First.
I think a lot of us had that idea, right? Thumbs up if that was what your idea was. Right. So, Jimmy, I think earlier you compared this book to another kind of Frankenstein book that you knew. And then we saw that it was kind of like Little Red Riding Hood and also a little bit like the Big Bad Wolf. This is like a bunch of stories mixed into one, huh?
Now can I say it? Now can I say it?
What is it that you wanted to share, Jimmy?
It's kind of like the Three Little Piggies.
Oh yeah, yep, that's another book to compare it to. Thank you for that comparison. That night, Dr. Pig could not believe how lucky he was. Porkenstein, he said, I never had a better friend. You mean I'm not just an invention? Porkenstein asked. No, you're a true friend. The big bad wolf was gone forever, and Dr. Pig would never be lonely again. Now it was time for fun. I'm still hungry, said Porkenstein. Let's go trick-or-treating. So the two pigs put on costumes and off they went. Oh, then look, there's the fish pig jumping out of an aquarium. And then do you guys see this one over here? And the bat pig. Danny, do you have something to share about the story?
So I think they're going to trick or treat because since it's Halloween, they want to get kind of, but don't eat too much candy because they might be worms. That's why he's huge. I can tell.
All right. It says Happy Halloween. Now, I think I heard some very good words in there. Over here it says, Dr. Smart Pig peeked out the door. You didn't, he said, and gasped in disbelief. What do we think disbelief means? Using kind of how it said it in the story. Sophia? Max, can you take that off of your face? Sorry, Sophia. Keep going. He doesn't believe it?
Mhm.
Yeah. What in the text kind of lets you know that he didn't believe it? The disbelief means you don't believe it.
I don't know.
Can anybody help Sophia? Because she's totally right. It means he didn't believe it, but what there could help you help let you know.
Can. It was No, I was going, Danny. I took the
Okay, I'm looking for kids who have their hand raised politely. So actually, Amy was sitting there very quietly with her hand raised. Amy, what in the story let you know that word mean he didn't believe it?
That he didn't believe that he set the boots down to think that the big pig ate him.
Okay, but what let us know right there? It says, you didn't, he said, and gasped in disbelief. Valerie and Sophia, I need you guys to turn on your cameras, please. Jimmy, what word let you know that he didn't believe it?
I think the wolf means he didn't believe it. The pig actually ate the wolf instead of the wolf eating the pig.
Ashlyn, what let you know, like what word in there kind of let you know it didn't mean that it meant he didn't believe it? It says, you didn't, he said, and gasped in disbelief. And we're looking for what word kind of let us know what disbelief meant, which Sophia was right. She said it meant he didn't believe it. Ashlyn, were you ready to share? Okay, Troy.
What my disbelief means is something that you don't believe and you disagree with it and you just don't believe it.
Okay, so you're kind of right. So you're looking at the prefix here, dis, and you compared it to the word disagree. So if you guys know the word disagree, which means you do not agree, then you know dis must mean like not. So you could totally use what you know about words. You can also use, like, he's got the word gasped there, which I think of usually when it says, you didn't, he said, and gasped in disbelief. That kind of like the way that it's stated there, the way that it says that, it kind of lets me know that he says it in a way that he doesn't believe it, right? You didn't, and he gasped. Okay, so reading in the text and using like text clues, like what Troy used the text clue of a prefix and how that is used in other words, which is awesome.
Yes.
And then you can also see how it's used in the sentence to help you guys figure that out. And next week, there's going to be some words like that you're going to want to think about, some vocabulary words in the text. And then also you're going to want to think about that when you're taking your Wonders assessments today. All right. Okay, that was a really fun book. That was a really, really fun book. Sophia, do you have a question?
I should know Elizabeth last.
What, honey?
Ashton and Elizabeth left.
Yeah, Ashlyn came back and Elizabeth came back. Sometimes they accidentally hit the wrong button, or sometimes if your internet is bad, it'll kick you out. So don't worry about it, okay? Rudy, do you have a question, sweetheart, or were you just stretching?
I was stretching.
Okay. Jaya, do you have a question related to what we're doing?
About the story.
Okay, it's about the story.
Like there's like two brothers, but like the wolf and the big pig, he ate him because he was so hungry.
Okay, if you just have a comment about the story, we don't have time for everybody's comments about the story. If you have a question about your Wonders assessments, you can ask that right now. Owen, you have a question?
Can we leave?
We're getting to that, Owen. Jimmy, did you have a question real quick?
Yeah. When are we going?
That's not a question. Okay, we're not doing that right now. I just told Owen that we weren't gonna do that right now. We're not gonna just ask to leave. Okay, so what I want you guys to, what we're gonna do actually right now is we're gonna do a quick little video and about Silent E, and then we will be done for now for this part, okay? So I'm sharing that. You guys see it? Thumbs up if you can see it. Excellent.
And I am very tricky. I can jump on a vowel, leap over a consonant, and stand next to it quietly. When I do this, I make the vowel say its own name. All I have to do is stay quiet. That is why they call me Silent E. I can change hop to hope. I can change slop to slope. I make a vowel say its name when I play the jumping game. I can change can to cane. I can change plan to plane. I make a vowel say its name when I play the jumping game. Let's try a few more. I can change dim to dime. I can change slim to slime. I make a vowel say its name when I play the jumping game. I can change bit to bite. I can change kit to kite. I make a vowel say its name when I play the jumping game. I can change car to care. I can change star to stare. I make a vowel say its name when I play the jumping game.
Is he done?
Wait, I have a few more tricks up my sleeve. You think changing a vowel was easy? I could change C and G just by standing next to them. I can change G to J. I can change K to S. When they stand next to me, I change the C and the G. Let's give it a try. You don't say rack, you say grass. No! Wait, stop. I know what you're thinking. I need to change both sounds. You don't say rack, you say grace. You don't say fact, you say face. I change the vowel and the C when they stand next to me. You don't say rag, you say rage. You don't say sag, you say sage. I change the vowel and the G when they stand next to me.
All right, boys and girls, thank you guys for coming and listening and being active participants in our meeting. I loved that I saw eyeballs looking at the screen and I saw hands popping up to ask questions. Give yourselves a pat on the back. Okay, now remember, you don't have a full lesson today. You just have your Wonders assessment, okay? So you guys can get on there and do that Wonders assessment. Like I say, you can take little breaks if you need to. That's okay. But just Try to get her done, all right? And then tomorrow,
Can we leave
Thursday,
now?
we will do wonders testing. Okay, so goodbye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
I got onto level 10 on my
I got to like a 10 too.
Bye. Hayden, you still have a window open, honey. You still have one. You had 2 windows for some reason. Troy, do you have a question?